Once come to exploration in oil and gas, we have already defined our strategy. Okay. But when you talk about strategy, there are 4 pillars that you might understand. The positioning, we know exactly where we're going to position ourselves. Okay. Second, we know what resources we might need to do that. Third, we know it might be emerging strategy when we start for a strategy execution. And we have defined our path to reach our goal. At this moment, Guinea has a global strategy for 2024. So we know what we want to achieve by 2024. The strategy is completely by 2040, by 2040, okay, we call this a Simandu 2040. Within that, we have the onshore exploration in terms of seismic data to be acquired, 2D and 3D, how lands we need to do. Now offshore, we know exactly what we have to do. That's really an exploration. But you ask me about exploration, but we have to go beyond that in terms of oil and gas strategy for the country. We're thinking about also the midstream, okay, the storage and the distribution. As of today, okay, we are working on in our developing strategy for the storage capacity that we have, because people have heard that in 2030 our main storage got an accident and it was burned. So we are in that. You know, there are a lot of things that we already discussing with different countries in terms of networking, but in terms of training, in terms of exchanging of some type of information that may have, because the MSCBG basin is almost very close and tight. It might have some similarity, but until you drill it well, you don't know what it is. So we have gathered a lot of information from them. We are also learning from the mistake that they have done to avoid us doing the same thing. So we have a collaboration. Like last year, we sent some people from our ministry to go for training in Ivory Coast, and we keep discussion with them. And we know like any also just discover something in Ivory Coast. So we have to work tightly with them. The global strategy of the country in the term of mining is local industrialization. We must transform what we produce locally as much as possible. That cannot happen without energy. The link is very tight. So today we know exactly the energy capacity that needed to transform. And either we have to import or we have to do development of our offshore and onshore. Luckily, if we hit the target, that will get the match. But today the plan as by Simandu 2040 is about 10,000 megawatts that are required, okay, to hit the industrialization of the country between now and 2040. We have already defined in terms of energy mixed that is required to reach that. That energy mixed, okay, is a lot of oil and gas that must be considered. And moving forward today, the energy mix of oil and gas, which has to come from oil and gas, will reach 40%. We just signed off for M300 with World Bank, okay, and we were key in that process. Today we have a program for for solar, like each district of the Guinea, okay, where it's possible to have solar, will develop 5 megawatt project. Those things are already started, and last weekend we started the construction of one of them. We have micro hydropower, but we have a lot of solar, but we have also giving to people access to cooking gas. Okay, cooking gas is part of that global strategy, and the World Bank is willing to help to accompany the government for that. So that's the universal access that we're trying to continue. But at the same time, for industrialization, that's a part, and for access, that also a part. But it's all in one big umbrella, as I call it, Simandu 2040.